What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger, my friends. So kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Some of the top teams in the country, women's college hoops, were in action today. We saw some blowouts, we saw some upsets, and we saw some close games, man. Starting off, I caught the South Carolina game. The Gamecocks, led by Sanaya Fagan and freshman Joyce Edwards, come away with the win over the University of South Florida. Now, this was a very well-balanced attack, very well-balanced offense, where a lot of different players contributed for South Carolina. They got back to their balance, playing ways. 4 or 5 players in double figures in this contest. They moved the ball well, made shots. Shout out South Florida. USF, they kept it respectable, went on a run late in the game. But for the most part, South Carolina had their foot on the gas pedal, and, they do what they did. They took the win over the Bulls 78-62, shooting an impressive 51.7% from the field. They knocked down 5 tray balls apiece on both sides. South Carolina went 11 of 14 from the free throw line and narrowly edged out and won the rebounding margin by 135-34. You love to see the 20 assists, like I said, especially Raven Johnson, man. They were really moving the basketball, playing unselfish hoops today. It was it was a beautiful thing to watch. Really a lot of passes, a lot of good high-quality shots, the way they were moving the ball and dissecting this defense. They also had 12 they had 12 steals as well. 12 turnovers also, but 12 steals. South Carolina also had 8 blocks in this contest and forced 15 turnovers for South Florida. They did a good job of really turning those steals and those turnovers into transition offense at the next level, pushing the pace and just throwing waves of depth out. Sanaya Fagan led the way with 14 points, 1 assist, and 3 rebounds in 18 minutes of play. Size, physicality, ran the floor extremely well, hustled, rebounded, blocked shots, and just proved to be a reliable force down low. She definitely was feeling it around the basket today and got hers. Chloe Kitts had 10 points, 3 assists, which you love to see, and 6 rebounds in 17 minutes. Raven Johnson was dishing that rock today, man. The true floor general for this squad, 3 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. I just love the way she controls the tempo, the court vision, the anticipation, the timely deliveries. She was in her bag today, just really setting her teammates up and making things easy for those bigs with the dump-offs. Tahina Powell had 10 points. Breezy Hall had 9 points as well. Holy Joyce Edwards, though, can we talk about it? Leading the way as far as scores. Her and Sanaya Fagan led the way together. Joyce Edwards, 15 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds in 21 minutes. A season-high 15 points for Joyce Edwards, man. And when I tell you she was getting active out there, hitting the mid-range, another big that is just super athletic, runs the floor extremely well, strong finisher around the paint, can play back to the basket, can finish with either hand, great hands, soft touch, great positioning, great instincts. Athletic, explosive. This is what you want to see from Joyce Edwards. Like, we've seen the flashes, but she definitely has a chance to be the next dominant forward for South Carolina down the road. The future is absolutely bright. Ashlyn Watkins played a really good game as well. Another scorer for South Carolina in double figures with 10 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists. Solid game for her. Malaysia Wiley played 20 minutes in this contest, which is something to note. Now, she had 4 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, and it's cool to see, man, that her and Ashlyn Watkins, I'm not going to say they have taken a step back this season, but I will say that, like, the expectations were super, super high, and the numbers are lower than we expected, especially for Ashlyn Watkins. But I love the fact that Dawn Staley came out and addressed this and just spoke to, we knew the practices before this game was crazy, the scrimmages, but just how she really spoke to how they are handling the challenges that this coaching staff is throwing at them.
I mean, we're forced. Like we're forcing combinations. I mean, the numbers throw it off a little bit. Like we have an aid in looking at analytics and looking at lineups and how productive they are as far as plus minus system. But I mean, I like certain groups together. You know, whether the plus or minus says it's not a good idea, I think our season is still very young. So we got time for that part to develop. But I like the direction that we're going in. I mean, Leia's playing so much better. Ashton's playing so they make us a different basketball team when they're as engaged as they were against TCU, and hopefully they know what they mean to our basketball team. I get on them a lot, but certainly it's high praise for them today because, you know, ever since those practices prior to TCU, they've been on point. So I want to put that out there because I know a lot of people want to peel down some layers. You know, it's their process too. It's their process. It's everybody's process that's behind me to get better. Sometimes it's slower than we want as coaches, and sometimes we got to hold some people back. You know, but for those two, I just think that they've responded extremely well with what they were challenged with a week ago.
Big words, and you see why players stick around for the most part. Will wait their turn. Will sacrifice the personal accolades for the team and really buy into this culture and this program. That's why South Carolina has been the standard for the last several years. And, you know, they have an easier slate closing out the year than they did. They've been battle tested, man. It gets a little easier to close out the year, but we'll keep y'all updated on that. Uconn also bounced back as well. Now, for the most part, it's still been the Paige Beckers and Sarah Strong show, and it was kind of the same thing today. But I will say, after being called out by Coach Dino Ariyama, this bench and this supporting cast absolutely produced more than they have in the last several games. I gotta give them credit. It was more of a balanced attack. It wasn't just Paige and Sarah Strong. They led the way, but they actually had some help. They needed players to come in and make shots after they shot 18% from three against Notre Dame. Like, it was ugly. They bounced back in a strong way, though. The Huskies picked up the win 79-44 over Georgetown. Sarah Strong, another big game, 17 points, 5 assists, 14 rebounds in 24 minutes. We've talked about it. Just super skilled, well-rounded, very polished, very good at a lot of different aspects of the game, from shooting the ball to taking it off the dribble, bullying smaller defenders, playing back to the basket, hitting the mid-range, just establishing position down low, good finisher on the block, knows how to use her body, knows how to use position and angle, continues to prove every game that she can be a dominant force on the glass as well with 14 rebounds. Paige Beckers, on the other hand, led the team with 24 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds back in her bag in 28 minutes. They blew out Georgetown 79-44. Now, Ashlyn Shade had a bounce-back game compared to what she did at Notre Dame. So that is promising to see her and KK Arnold contributing more. Morgan Shelley got some big praise from Coach Dino Ariyama, had 5 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. And you talk about a player that just does a lot of good things for this team and makes winning plays. A true, like, glue player.
Morgan was really good for you guys in that first half and a little bit in the second, too. Just what's impressing the most about her ability to jump in, especially she had, 10 practices before the season started?
Yeah, I thought she did what she normally does when she's at practice, and that is she's able to impact the game. I mean, I always, I use that word a lot, impact the game. It can happen a lot of different ways, but her activity level is what I really like, and it forces the other team to have to defend a different kind of player than, Jenna and Ice. So it serves a lot of purpose. They have to change the way they play defense. We get more active. We get, she has great instincts, and it's who she is. I mean, she just played to her true self today. There's a lot more. There's a lot more that she can do. I think the fouls have to stop. on her end. That'll give her more minutes. You know, she had 4 today, which is not going to be acceptable. But she does so many good things to help us that she's going to get more minutes as we move along here.
Ali Zabel and Kaden Samuels also had pretty solid games as well, so it's a promising sign for Uconn as they bounce back from that loss. I know some people felt like I was critical of that game against Notre Dame, and I'm not saying the house is burning down or that Geno should retire or that he's losing the locker room or this team isn't one of the most talented on paper. This is a game they should have won, though, easily. Georgetown's not on their level. They did what they were supposed to do. And that's what you want to see. But it was promising just to see the contributions from the rest of the team because it's going to take more than 2 players to get this thing done. We're still waiting to see when exactly AZ Float will be back in the lineup. You know, she's a big part, 3rd leading scorer on this team, one of the best 3-point shooting threats that they have. Super dangerous, potentially a lottery pick in the WNBA draft. The backcourt mate to Paige Beckers as well. So, we'll see. How that's going as far as an update there. We'll keep y'all posted on that. But UConn with a big bounce back win. And I love what we see from Morgan Shelley, man. Coach Gino Auriemma hit it right on the head. She definitely needs to get more minutes. She's a shot maker, good in the pick and roll, can pass it, guards multiple positions, and just hustles for those 50-50 balls. Really like what I saw from the freshman. Iowa played a ranked Michigan State team who came into the game undefeated. Iowa was winning majority of this game and then completely folded in the 4th quarter, giving up an 11-0 run. They have proven that they cannot handle the full court press. If you want to beat Iowa, it seems like all you got to do is full court press them. Coach Jen Jansen was absolutely pissed. And between their turnovers and Michigan State's missed free throws, this game got ugly at the end, and also Lucy Olsen had a chance to win it from the mid-range, a spot where she is absolutely comfortable from, a range that she's very comfortable from on the field that she typically makes. She had a chance to win it, went strong off the rim, and they ended up losing. They had the big win against Iowa State, man. I thought they had kind of figured out this turnover issue, but they had 23 against Michigan State. They ended up taking it 68-66 the Spartans' way. They shot 39% from the field, 31.6% from 3. Iowa shot pretty well from 3, 36% as a team. They were aggressive. There were a lot of fouls called in this game, as y'all can see, man. Literally almost 50 combined fouls called. It was a physical game, and it was a lot of paint touches for both teams, man. Honestly, Michigan State left a lot to be desired at the line. But so did Iowa, and you could say it kind of cost them in this game along with the turnovers. Not great shooting from either side. Iowa dominates the boards, though, 44-35. They had the assist margin as well, 16-12. 5 blocks, but you look at it, man, 23 turnovers and 23 personal fouls. I don't care who you are not winning under them circumstances. It was a big game for Hannah Stolke, man. She's been playing really well the last several games after a slow start. She's averaging 18 points, she scored 18 points, had 2 assists and 8 rebounds. Addie O'Grady, man, she's definitely come back down to earth since looking like one of the most improved players in the country. The last several games, numbers have been way, way down from what we saw at the beginning of the year. She had 4 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds. Like I said, coming down to earth. Not Lucy Olsen's best game. 13 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Like we said, she had a chance to win it. Didn't quite knock down the shot. She had some turnovers, man. It just really got sloppy. That full court press really just changed everything. But Feuerbach, 12 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds for the guard. Quiet game for Sydney Falter, but she continues to be the glue player, the utility player for this group. 4 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. McCabe came off the bench, hit a couple tray balls. But yeah, it's really the turnovers. I thought Iowa had kind of figured out what they were going to do as far as taking care of the basketball, but the full court press is absolutely giving them hell. And until they take better care of the basketball, man, we just can't really take them as a serious contender in that Big Ten right now. On the other side, shout out to Michigan State. The Spartans, one of the only undefeated teams in the nation still. Nyla Hampton was giving out work in the 4th quarter. They really had no answer for Hampton. 13 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. She kind of closed it out. Van Sluten, 14 points, 7 rebounds, getting busy down low. And then you also got A-Raw, 19 points, led the way, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Great production from the backcourt, and this big three led the way. Michigan State was super physical in this contest. They made more plays down the stretch. They were down double digits, went on an 11-0 run, like completely owned the fourth quarter, and went to that full court press. They just completely disrupted the flow of Iowa's offense, man. So shout out to the coach. Just for that major adjustment, man, to be honest with y'all. And that really changed the course of this game and allowed the Spartans to come back, crawl into this one, take the Big Ten matchup from Iowa when you know every conference win is crucial. Texas also played today, man. Holy Madison Booker, one of the top wings in the country. Loved the way that she's developed into a point forward when they lost Rory Harmon. True playmaker. One of the best mid-range games we've seen, and you absolutely understand when you see her play while she was a first-team AP All-American pick before the season. She led the way for Texas over Richmond, which was a game closer than I anticipated. But she had 25 points, 4 assists, and 11 rebounds in 39 minutes of play. Led them in points as well as rebounds and minutes played. Jones had 10 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. Moore poured in 9 points and 8 rebounds. Rory Harmon, 7 assists, leads the way, continues to be the floor general. The scoring is down from what we've grown accustomed to seeing her, especially last year, man. She was averaging double digits. Hasn't been the complete same Rory Harmon, but still a very valuable piece. And, she's doing her point guard due diligence. Just stirring the pot, dishing the rock, and making life easier for her teammates, and still playing some really good defense as well. Shea Holly came in and knocked some shots down as well, had 7 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. It's been quiet, though, for the freshman Jordan Lee since she had that breakout game where she went 6 of 6 from three-point range. But Texas gets it done nonetheless, and even after that overtime loss to Notre Dame, I'm still a believer in Texas. They absolutely have to get Layla Filia playing the way she played at Michigan and how everybody expected her to play. They just need a little bit more firepower, in my opinion. But Madison Booker is sensational. She's definitely going to be in that conversation for Big 12, or SEC, I should say now. Texas SEC Player of the Year. Texas is definitely going to have something to say. I don't think this team has played their best basketball yet. They still have not hit their ceiling, and I think they are definitely one of the best teams in the country. But I just wanted to give y'all a quick rundown. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. Until next time, also follow us on social media at Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, we out.